Welcome to this podcast about the trainee solicitor experience at Whitehead Monckton. I'm Josh and I have with me today Neha, who is one of our first year trainees.
Hi everyone, thank you for listening.
So Neha, can you explain the training contract application process for Whitehead Monckton?
Yep, so the initial stages, you are asked to submit your CV, an application form, which just asks for a little bit more detail that was already listed on your CV. So asking about any particular skills that you've portrayed in job experiences, etc. And then you are asked to also send in a covering letter outlining why you want to join the firm specifically. If you are successful at that stage, you are then invited to an assessment day. Now mine was actually virtual because it was during the pandemic. However, usually you will be invited to come into our Maidstone office. You will get to network with the directors and other fee earners. But the day is quite long. You're expected to conduct different tests. So we had numerical tests, verbal reasoning tests, we had a drafting exercise, and then there's also group problem solving exercises towards the end of the day. If you are successful from the assessment day, then you are invited to an interview in our firm with the managing director, Chris Longden, and one of the fee earners. The interview is around 45 minutes long. It's quite relaxed. It was actually quite an enjoyable experience because at that point, you've gone through so many assessments that they know that you're capable of the job. It's just more about getting to know your personality and whether you're the right fit for the team. And one key tip that I just thought I'd insert now is your interviewers won't be told anything about you from the assessment day. So they'll obviously know that you're capable, however, they won't know your particular strengths or particular expertise or experiences you've had. So it's best to sort of resell yourself on that day and, you know, make sure that they know all the best bits about you and everything you want them to know.
Thank you, Neha. So it does sound like the experience recently has been similar to the one that I had pre-pandemic a few years ago. And also I remember doing a presentation to one of the directors during my application process.
Yeah, I actually also had to do a presentation on my assessment day as well. You're given the topic beforehand, so you get given time to prepare. It's on a different area of law, so we all had different topics, and then you present to the fee earners in that area. So it was quite a good chance actually for the firm to see, you know, your different skills and how you portray them. So it was a good experience, it was enjoyable.
Good, and what kind of support was provided to you when you first joined the firm?
So thankfully, because of the application process, I got to meet, like, you know, a lot of different staff members and they were all very friendly and welcoming. So I wasn't as nervous as I thought I would be when I first joined the firm. There were obviously nerves about whether I was capable of the role, if I was going to be good enough. These nerves were quickly put to ease. We were constantly reassured, you know, that there were no sort of high expectations of us. They understood we were trainees and this was sort of our first time coming into a role such as this. I had regular catch-ups with our training principal, Emma Palmer, who's in our family team. She's really friendly and lovely and gave us lots of support. We're also all given a mentor each. My mentor is Sam Course, and we all have catch-ups about anything that sort of is worrying me or that I'm concerned with. So any issues that I may have, they're always heard and they're always solved, which is really reassuring. Also, we get to network with the other trainees. So there were many trainee lunches that were organised. We've got a trainee WhatsApp group chat, so we can always, you know, keep in contact with each other. If we've got any concerns, we all just, you know, raise it with each other and help each other out, which is really good. You get lots of other support. For example, we get soft skills training, we get dictation training, time recording, how to deal with complaints, you know, what you need to do in regards to compliance. So it's not just sort of the legal work you get trained on, you get also other supportive training, which is really helpful. And also there's obviously the secretaries who help us a lot. We have no sort of expectation on time recording, so there's no certain targets the trainee has to meet during their training contract. You're only encouraged to sort of learn those skills for when you do qualify. And I thought I'd also mention as well that we have mid and end seat reviews. This is just where you sit down with your supervisor one-to-one and you get a chance to go over sort of any areas that you could improve on, or any good points that you've shown throughout your training contract. And it's just a way to sort of, monitor your training as you're going along.
So it sounds like there is extensive support in place for new trainees, which I must imagine is beneficial for you when you're starting out and you're unsure as to what's going on in a new environment. It must be really helpful to have such great support in place.
Yeah, definitely.
And what type of work is involved in your training contract?
So during a training contract, you will cover around 3 to 4 seats. So with Whitehead Monckton, that will either be in the property department, which can be split between commercial and residential property, the dispute resolution team, corporate and employment, tax and estate planning, and then family. So trainees tend to do 3 different seats, which are 6 months long, and then they can either choose to do another area of law, or they can go back into an area that they wish to qualify in. So at the moment, I've done my first seat in property. It was mainly commercial, but I did have some residential files, and then now I'm in my tax and estate planning. So I assist the fee earners with their files. Obviously, I